rescue efforts for Sinkhole victim shifts to search and recovery. And also a minimum wage study to be conducted this year. Good evening and salam Malaysia Madani. I'm Brenda Paul and you're watching Malaysia Tonight. His Majesty Sultan Ibrahim, King of Malaysia, and Her Majesty Raja Zarid Sofia, Queen of Malaysia, graced the National Day 2024 celebration at Dataran Putrajaya today. It was the first presence by their Majesties at the country's National Day celebration since Sultan Ibrahim Ascension. Both their Majesties arrived at 8 a.m. and were received by Prime Minister Dr. Sri Anwar Ibrahim and his wife Dr. Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail upon arrival. The fanfare from the Nafiri resonated throughout Dataran Putrajaya before the songs Hormat Diraja and the national anthem Negaraku was played. This was followed by a flypast by 5 helicopters carrying the Malaysian flag as well as the flags of the Malaysian Armed Forces, the Army, the Royal Malaysian Navy, the Royal Malaysian Air Force, following the arrival of their Majesties at the royal stage. Earlier, the King also wished a happy National Day 2024 on His Majesty's official Facebook page. The 67th National Day celebration has gone exceptionally well and according to the plan. Communications Minister Fahmi Fadil, who is also National Day and Malaysia Day 2024 celebration main committee chairman, praised the success, highlighting the human graphic performance by 2,000 secondary school students from Kuala Lumpur and Selangor as a standout moment.
Saya rasa pengamatan dari sama ada maklum balas daripada Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri, ahli anggota Jemaah Menteri dan juga ahli-ahli Jemaah Menteri dan juga warga yang sempat saya satu ni tadi menunjukkan mereka berasa puas hati.
Fahmi noted that the 67th National Day celebration attracted over 100,000 visitors who witnessed the vibrant display of patriotism that enlivened Dataran Putrajaya. The 67th National Day themed Malaysia Madani Jiwa Merdeka showcased the nation's pride and excitement. The streets along the 5-kilometre parade route were filled with joyful and patriotic crowds who gathered since midnight to celebrate the historic day. Cuci Rasuah dance performance at the 2024 National Day celebrations in Dataran Putrajaya is a symbol that all Malaysians need to highlight, and it shows the government's determination and commitment to eliminating corruption in this country. Communications Minister Fahmi Fadil said Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim praised and has described the Cuci Rasuah dance performance one of the best that he's seen.
PM kata, PM sebut tadi is one of the best that he's seen. Jadi very happy. Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Fahmi hoped the message of this performance reached all Malaysians. He added Prime Minister also praised the energy and uniformity of the over 500 members of the National Department for Culture and Arts, JKKN, involved in the special 5-minute performance. Fahmi told reporters after attending the celebration. Meanwhile, it was an exciting moment for parents nationwide who welcomed their baby on the 67th National Day today. In Pahang, as many as 13 Merdeka babies were born in hospitals throughout the state. None of them are boys, while the remaining 4 are girls. In Terengganu, the State Health Department Director, Datuk Dr. Kasimani Embong said the state welcomed 23 Merdeka babies with 12 boys and 11 girls. According to Datuk Dr. Kasimani, Hospital Sultanah Nur Zahira had the most deliveries at 18, followed by 3 at the Kemaman Hospital and 1 each at the Hulu Terengganu and Setia hospitals. Elsewhere, JKWPKL and Putrajaya Health Deputy Director General Dr. Muhammad Yusuf Sibat said a total of 6 Merdeka babies comprising 3 boys and 3 girls have been born so far. However, Dr. Muhammad Yusuf pointed out that the National Day was not yet over, as he hoped that the number could reach 2 figures or more than 10. The Madani Merdeka combo set happy hour sales organised by the Perlis Federal Agricultural Marketing Authority, FAMA, held at the Perlis Islamic Religious and Malay Customs Council Dataran ABC Pharmacist Market today, offered prices as low as RM6.70 per set. Perlis Pharma Director Muhammad Anzara Azizan said the combo set was available for purchase without any limit during the happy hour, which ran from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Muhammad Anzara said the combo set included 4 essential items: 1 kilogram of white sugar, 1 kilogram of cooking oil, 400 grams of vermicelli and 400 grams of onions and garlic. This set, normally priced at 12 ringgit, was available at a discounted rate of RM6.70 for this special sale. Additionally, Muhammad Anzara said the Agro Madani sales in Perlis had recorded a sales value of RM2.515 million, with 190 sales events organised as of today. Most visitors also expressed their excitement over the RM6.70 price for the Madani Merdeka combo set, noting that it was a delight for consumers during the National Day celebrations.
Unity is very important. It's actually because we are from numbers of races in Malaysia. So we have Chinese, Malay, Indian and all that. So the unity of the nation is the unity of what means the races is very important. So I'm staying also in the community of all the Chinese and Indian.
I define unity in Malaysia as when we really tolerate with other races, which will unite us as a nation.
We can achieve in terms of, economical growth, social well-being and other, a part of whatever ecosystem that we need to engage with together among the Malaysians. We have succeeded before and we should persist that unity into next generation.
I'm from Sabah myself. I get to know people from other part and get connected.
Even though we are different races, we all call ourselves Malaysian. I think that in itself is what unity in Malaysia is. We all have our sports interests, we come together, we sit there mama together and we watch bola together.
And moving on, the search and rescue SAR operation for the Indian national who fell into a sinkhole on Jalan Masjid India has been halted, with efforts now shifting to the search and recovery phase. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Federal Territories, Dr. Zaliha Mustafa, said the decision was made after considering expert opinions and findings of the SAR team. The SAR operation for the woman who fell into a sinkhole has yet to find a positive sign. According to a statement by the Kuala Lumpur City Hall, DBKL, the SAR team conducted manual shoring to excavate up to 1.5 meters, but the findings were negative. For the past 9 days, the team has employed various techniques, including jetting, flushing and pumping water out of the site to locate the victim. On 23rd August, the Indian woman, identified as G. Vijaya Lakshmi, age 48, went missing after falling into an 8-meter deep hole while on her way to a nearby temple. The SAR operation was activated on the same day, involving security personnel and local authorities. A minimum wage study will be conducted this year. The Human Resources Ministry said that the study will be conducted under the National Salary Consultation Council and is expected to be presented at a cabinet meeting as early as September of this year. The ministry in a statement today said that it is in the process of drafting a National Human Resource Policy, DSMN, that will consider the needs of different categories of workers, such as youth, women and the elderly. It added that the policy would outline strategies and emphasize labour issues such as the agenda of an ageing country, aspects of digital talent development, skills empowerment and the green job development agenda. Earlier, the ministry said 533 industry players and stakeholders attended the Human Resource Ministry 2025 Budget Dialogue Session at the World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur on Thursday that was chaired by its Minister Stephen Sim Chi Keong. Sim said that the results of the discussion would be examined and presented to the Finance Ministry as the Kasuma 2025 Budget Initiative. CIMB Group Holdings Berhad's net profit increased by 14% to 3.90 billion ringgit year-to-year in the first half of 2024. Group Chief Executive Officer Novan Amiruddin said the performance was driven by robust operating income growth, disciplined costs and controls, and improvement in asset quality.
It's very much about looking at what the current trends are, where are the winds blowing, what are our endowments, what do our customers want, and then based on all these data, focus on putting together.
The group proposed an all-cash first interim dividend of 20 cents per share and a special dividend of 7 cents per share. The interim dividend is based on a payout ratio of 55% based on first half net profit, in line with the group's dividend policy. He said this in a media briefing on CIMB's financial performance for the first half of 2024. Malaysia Airports Holdings Berhad, MAHB, reported a net profit doubles to 205.80 million ringgit for the second quarter ended 31st June 2024 from 102.53 million ringgit last year. Revenue for the quarter under review increased to 1.37 billion ringgit from 1.23 billion ringgit previously, an increase of 11.9%. In a statement, MAHB said revenue growth was driven by higher passenger volumes from new airline operations, airlines resuming routes and introducing new services. Besides that, the implementation of a 30-day visa-free policy for China and India travellers to Malaysia and the Hajj season also helped to boost the growth. MAHB added that it will continue to collaborate closely with the Malaysian government to enhance the passenger experience and streamline arrivals. The Life Insurance Association of Malaysia launched the Starter Pack Insurance Fund through its iMula 50 initiative. Its Chief Executive Officer, Mark Odell, said it's designed to make life insurance more accessible and affordable for 100,000 of eligible Malaysians. The initiative provides a one-off 50 ringgit subsidy for each qualifying life insurance policy, with coverage including benefits for death, total and permanent disability, critical illness, medical expenses and hospital income.
This plan is targeted to that group, the young families, young adults, lower income, with a price point that we know from our research that is suitable for that target audience.
Under the iMula 50 program, 11 life insurance companies would be offering 31 affordable protection plans and would run until the 5 million ringgit allocated fund is fully utilized. And now for a quick break. And when we come back, China and Philippines square off again in disputed reef. Stay tuned.
Kecemasan, boleh saya bantu?
Hello, there's been a motorcycle accident here. Maybe an elephant ran it over.
Sir, there is fire accident at the address number 5 Jalan Tembika Shah Alam.
PGO from FRT Shah Alam, there was no fire accident here. Over.
MERS 999. Use it wisely.
Welcome back. You're watching Malaysia Tonight. The powerful Typhoon Shanshan, now downgraded to a tropical storm, was still disrupting flights and trains in Japan Saturday, with authorities warning of possible landslides caused by heavy rain. Shanshan, which at landfall was one of the fiercest typhoons to hit Japan in decades, pummeled Kyushu Island on Thursday, but its speed has eased to 90 kilometers. According to the Fire and Disaster Management Agency, the typhoon killed at least 6 people and injured over 120. Now downgraded to a tropical storm, Shanshan was located off the western Wakayama region on Saturday and moving east. ANA and Japan Airlines cancelled around 60 domestic flights for Saturday, affecting almost 7,200 passengers. Shinkansen bullet trains in the central city of Nagoya were also suspended. A city in central Gifu region issued a top top evacuation warning to its 2,000 residents near an overflowing river, while some cities in northern Hokkaido saw heavy rain. More than 32,000 households in southern Kagoshima region, where Shanshan made landfall on Thursday, still had no power, according to the operator. In other news, China accused a Philippine boat on Saturday of causing a deliberate collision with a Chinese Coast Guard vessel near a disputed reef in the South China Sea. A spokesperson for the Chinese Coast Guard, Liu Dejun, condemned the unprofessional and dangerous behavior of the Philippine boat, while Philippine Defense Chief Gilbert Teodoro called China as the greatest disruptor of peace in Southeast Asia. Dejun insisted that China exercises indisputable sovereignty in the area. Confrontations between the two countries have also increased in recent months around the second Thomas Atoll. Philippine soldiers are stationed on a military ship that Manila deliberately grounded in 1999 to assert its sovereignty claims. Each country has released videos intended to show the irrationality of each other's action during these incidents near the atoll. Since the arrival of Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos in 2022, Manila has been more assertive in its sovereignty claims over certain disputed reefs, while Beijing remains unwilling to concede on its claims. Germany said it resumed flying convicted criminals of Afghan nationality to their home country on Friday as Berlin reverses a policy to hold off on deportation to the Taliban-ruled country. The coalition government has come under pressure to take a tougher stance on migration after a deadly stabbing linked to Daesh at a city festival a week ago. Spiegel magazine reported that a Kabul-bound flight took off from Leipzig early on Friday with 28 convicted criminals on board after months of secret negotiations with mediator Qatar. The government said in a statement it thanked key regional partners for their support and added that more such deportations were being worked on. Germany said in June it was again considering deporting Afghan migrants who posed a security threat following the police officer's killing in the city of Mannheim. Berlin had stopped returning people to Afghanistan on human rights concerns after the Taliban took power in 2021. Power had returned to some parts of Venezuela on Friday evening after capital Caracas and much of the rest of the country were plunged into a blackout that the government blamed on sabotage by the opposition without providing evidence. President Nicolás Maduro, who is locked in a dispute with the opposition over the outcome of a July 28 presidential election, often blames what he says are attacks on the power grid on his political rivals, accusations the opposition has always denied. Maduro said on state television that the blackout was the result of an attack on the Guri Reservoir, Venezuela's largest hydroelectric project. Maduro offered no evidence for his claims but said the attack had been focused on transmission lines and was large. All 24 of the country's states also reported a total or partial loss of electricity supply. A Liverpool house famous for hosting some of the Beatles' first gigs in the basement has been given a new lease of life listed on Airbnb. Mona Bass, the party-loving mother of the band's original drummer Pete Bass, opened the Casbah Coffee Club in the city's West Derby suburb in 1959, just before the group formed. The band went on to perform more than 40 times in the basement of the property on a leafy residential street after it had also hosted 13 gigs by John Lennon's first band, The Quarrymen. The Casbah started with Saturday night gigs but soon opened Friday to Sunday. It closed 3 years later but has remained a tourist attraction for Beatles fans from around the world. Now the property has been transformed into suites named after members of the Fab Four, though one is named for Bass rather than Ringo Starr, who became the Beatles drummer in 1962. The rooms have been decorated with a sprinkling of the Beatles, including photos of band members, posters and guitars on the wall. The 5 suites have been available to book since early August, with guests from different parts of Britain and the United States already staying over. Djokovic suffers early exit from US Open. That and more in our sports segment. Starting off our sports segment, this evening, Novak Djokovic's latest bid for a record 25th Grand Slam title crashed to a halt on Friday as the 28th-ranked Alexei Popyrin knocked the defending champion out of the US Open third round. One day after third-seed Carlos Alcaraz slumped to a shock defeat against 74th-ranked Beatrice van der Zandschulp. 25-year-old Popyrin robbed the tournament of another superstar with a 6-4, 6-4, 2-6, 6-4 victory. Popyrin handed Djokovic his earliest US Open exit in 18 years and his earliest Grand Slam exit since he fell into the second round of the Australian Open in 2017. Although he won the Olympic gold he had long coveted at the Paris Games, an uneven season that included knee surgery saw Djokovic come up empty in the majors. He had beaten Popyrin in 3 prior encounters, including at the Australian Open and Wimbledon this year. But a career-high 14 double faults, 49 unforced errors total were too much for Djokovic to overcome. Popyrin saved 5 break points in the 6th game of the match, swinging fearlessly to seize the first 2 sets. Djokovic gave himself some breathing room with an early break in the third. Popyrin clawed back only for Djokovic to break him twice more, as the Serbian taking full advantage of Popyrin's mounting errors. But the Aussie responded in a tense 4th set, saving break points in the second game before breaking again for a 3-2 lead. He stayed patient as Djokovic saved 3 break points, and when the Serbian double faulted to give him another, Popyrin capitalized with a blistering forehand winner. Djokovic delivered 4 double faults in dropping his serve to trail 5-2. He won the next 2 games, but Popyrin claimed the match with a love game. And in football, Arsenal have signed Chelsea winger Raheem Sterling on a season-long loan. The 2 Premier League clubs announced the matter earlier today after the England international was frozen out of the Chelsea squad by new manager Enzo Maresca. Although the deal was not completed before yesterday's deadline, a deal sheet was submitted for a 2-hour extension which allowed Arsenal to sign Sterling. Chelsea signed Sterling from Manchester City in a deal worth up to £50 million in 2022, but the 29-year-old was told in no uncertain terms by Maresca that he would not get any playing time and was welcome to seek a move to another club. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta had said earlier this month that he admired Sterling, having worked with the winger during his time as assistant coach at Manchester City. Sterling's capture will give Arsenal depth on the left wing, where he will compete with Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard for a spot in the starting lineup. He is Arsenal's 4th summer recruit after goalkeeper David Raya, who made his loan move permanent, defender Riccardo Calafiori and midfielder Mikel Merino. Chelsea have signed English winger Jadon Sancho from Manchester United on a season-long loan deal. Sancho joined Chelsea on the final day of the transfer window. Sancho joined United in 2021 from Borussia Dortmund on a 5-year contract, but had a public falling out with manager Erik ten Hag last year, which led to him returning to Dortmund on loan in January this year until the end of the season. The 24-year-old made a substitute appearance in United's penalty shootout defeat by Manchester City in the Community Shield earlier this month, but was not included in Ten Hag's squad for their 2 opening league games. Sancho made 83 appearances for United, scoring 12 goals, and has played 23 times for England. England striker Ivan Toney has joined Saudi Pro League side Al Ahly from Brentford on a permanent transfer. Financial details were not disclosed, but British media reported the Saudi side paid the Premier League club £40 million to sign Toney until 2028. Coach Thomas Frank said it has been a pleasure to work with Toney over the last 4 years, with Toney having helped the club and the team, and the club and the team also helped Ivan. Frank also expressed happiness over Toney's opportunity to try something new in his life and career. He wished Toney all the best for his next chapter, saying he leaves as a Brentford legend. Tony had been a key figure at Brentford and had been instrumental in their promotion from the second-tier championship to the top flight in 2020 to 2021 when he scored 33 league goals. However, an 8-month ban for breaches of betting rules saw him miss a huge chunk of last season, and Brentford finally cashed in on the 28-year-old who scored 72 goals in 141 appearances for the club. Tony has also played 6 times for England, scoring 1 goal. And that's it from us this evening. Our top story, rescue efforts for Sinkhole victims shifts to search and recovery. Do join us again tomorrow afternoon for your daily world updates. And before we go, on behalf of the English news team, we would like to take this opportunity to wish you, Malaysians, all around the world, Selamat Hari Merdeka. Till then, I'm Brendan Lepal, Malaysia Madani, Jiwa Merdeka. Take care.